recording.
GM Fox fan. Lich is normally our Unsolved User Problems host. I may be hosting it for all of it. She may be hopping in here at some point and taking over from me. We'll see. She's on the other side of the world, and we just hit daylight savings time, so it's definitely messing with calendars and stuff. Doesn't look like we have anyone from engineering here, and that's a little bit of a bummer. I was definitely hoping to have an engineer here. Ocean or something. It might be a little shorter. If we can't get anyone here today, we can just quickly go over things. I know it's a big release day for Ops today as well, so maybe this is a blessing in disguise to go quickly through this. I did want to mention one cool thing before we got into tickets. Lich, our host here, actually has been working on a new spreadsheet that we've been trying to put together in part of our efforts to do more admin-y insight database collecting things from ops. We built a bug bounty tracker. And so if you're looking at my screen now, you can see some of the initial insights that we've built from. These are all bounties in general, as well as kind of the scope and the lens of what tickets started out in triage and made their way to bounties. You can see we've had 79 bounties so far, and 13 of those have come from triage. I know our triage processes have changed a little bit over time, and we're still kind of updating those. So we're going to try and keep track of this as time goes on. It's still a very small sample size in terms of everything that we're monitoring here, but I think over time we'll be able to start to get really cool insights about how our velocity is going, how our bounties are going, how the process is, if there's any bottlenecks, anything like that. But so some cool ideas or insights here. We've got our average hours worked on any of our bounties is about almost 6 hours right now through 71 of them. And 67% of our bounties right now are intermediate. We've only got about 3% are going out into the advanced bounties. And we've got about 30% or a third of our bounties that are for beginners right away. So a pretty even spread there, and it looks pretty good. Nice to see that we have lots of available things for beginners. And then there's a little bit of detail here in terms of the average hours worked, the sum of all of the bounties that we've paid out so far, and then an average grand total of around 1,000 Fox per bounty that we've done so far. So this is just an initial sweep at this. If you are looking for this and you'd like to deep dive in about some of the specific information that we've got here, we definitely have detailed information about every bounty that's been posted to Gitcoin. Lich has done a whole bunch of really hard work. Thank you, Lich. I see you're here now on this. And we hope that there's more insights we can develop out of this based on what other people maybe on this call or in the future in the DAO are looking forward to us tracking in terms of our bounty process. So that is the bug bounty tracker. Does anyone have any questions about this or things they'd like to bring up on the call? Oh, cool. Well, how you doing, Lich? Are you feeling like taking it over from me and hopping into the triage tracker here? Or do you want me to keep running the show? I'm going to take that as keep running the show then. So we'll move over into triage tracker. We haven't had this meeting in a couple weeks, just due to the retreat and due to deploys. So it's good to be back here. And it's also nice to see that we don't have a whole bunch of new tickets to go over. There's an issue that we just had, if we look at number 30 here, graph for assets showing no mobile for MetaMask. We still need to get recreation here. I'm sorry, we don't even need to talk about that one. Link in transaction toast does not apply to the TXID. We just did a recreation of this one, and what happens is when someone does a Bitcoin send, the little toast that pops up with your TXID for just a couple of seconds, it turns into an invalid link, and then the information in the data is filled in there. We don't currently have a GitHub ticket for it, but we just got the recreations completely of this.
Can you please include the wallet and type of Bitcoin in those recreations? Because I know they work for ETH, and I know that it was reported before with Bitcoin, but I couldn't reproduce it with whoever I was doing it with. So I think it's some sort of like type of Bitcoin plus wallet combination.
Yeah. I think Wesley's the one who's recreated it. We'll get one additional ops assistant to recreate that, and then we can make a ticket and throw that at you guys for needs engineering, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Cool. We have a transaction history displaying different information depending on where you view it, and that one actually has a ticket number 1174. And this one needs engineering, so I'm sure we can divvy out to the actual board here in a minute when we have those needs engineering tickets if we want to get them assigned or handed out to people. We have 2 resolved tickets that just through the triage process we were able to resolve them, so those are great. And then just today we had Axiom native rune issues, both with sending and with trading into. We've seen a couple of different errors, and it looks like that might be based on us being out of the right version. We haven't done much more discovery just due to the deploy that's going on today, so I don't know if that's something that is an easy fix, is something that we need to have Adam specifically look into. But I do know that both he and DeFi have been tagged in the thread. Do you think this is something that's just like we need to update a version, or are we starting to get into murky territory with upgrading things in Axiom here?
No, so ThouGhtChain's offline at the moment. They're doing like a major upgrade. Like all the node, well, not offline, but like all the node operators are kind of churning at the moment. So like I've asked Adam to turn the flag off for ThouGhtChain trading. So he said he would 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. So it should be off soon. And then we can let support know that it's off temporarily. It should, like ThouGhtChain said, it should only be 3 hours. Adam's actually typing right now in that thread.
Sweet. Well, it looks like we do have Fox Rain on the call here. I don't know if you heard that, Fox, but if you got tickets for Thor, we can let them know that it's kind of an outage across the entire network, but it's expected, and they're working quickly to bring everything back up. And that's all we've got here for now. Our team's been doing a really good job of finding our bugs and deploys and getting those right to engineering hands before we even have to make full tickets for everything. So nice to see not a big list here.
Adam just confirmed that flag is now off. So
awesome. Now I haven't hosted this in a while. This has been in Mitch's hands, and she used to kind of run some of this meeting with Ocean in terms of this was all before the needs engineering tag came up, in terms of following along deeper inside GitHub. I don't know what the best use of our time here in terms of prioritizing these needs engineering tickets to make sure that we have the right ones cherry picked for whoever's going to be writing bounties next. I don't know if that's something that is better saved for GitHub grooming on Friday.
Yeah, I think it would be rather than unsolved. We've also got that needs bounty, which kind of like tab on there as well, which is a good view of it. I think engineering just kind of use their discretion in terms of which ones we can fit in. You might want to refresh on that. I think we're quite stale there. Oh, sorry, it's needs engineering that's bigger than that. But yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with giving everyone some time back after going through all of those things. Did you have any comments about our bug bounty tracking that we've got going on, DeFi? Is that something that's helpful?
No, that looks great. That's amazing. So are you saying of the bugs that support or operations found that like a bunch of those have been fixed via bounty?
Yeah, so far of all of our Gitcoin bounties, of the 79 that we've done so far, 13 of them have come through the triage process. So not an overwhelming majority, but we're still doing what we can over here.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been guerrilla work otherwise, so that's great.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can keep providing more insights here. I would love to plug in more than just Gitcoin at some point, and maybe this is something we can involve growth and marketing. I see some of you guys are on the call here, because I know you guys use bountying outside of Gitcoin, and it'd be really cool to have like a complete lens of all of the DAOs bounties and where they come from different work streams, and we can get a really cool insight of how we value our work and how we value contributions here that I think would be great to market out there. So yeah, cool. Well, this meeting also is open for people who might be experiencing on any sort of problems with the product right now. This is the clearest and cleanest fast track to get something into DeFi's hands or our hands to recreate. Does anyone have any outstanding issues that they've seen in the product they'd like to bring up?
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Sweet. Well, happy to give people some time back. It looks like we're a little late too from product because they have a product meeting that's ran over quite a bit. So also makes sense as to why this one's a little quieter. Well, I'm okay with just showing it there for where we are now. Ops will be working more on this bug bounty tracker, as well as maybe this meeting will get a little more deeper involved once Ops is regularly writing GitHub tickets. So thank you all for joining us. Enjoy your time back, and